What's up, guys? It's Eafc here, and today we are going to be going over the number one question in EAFC 24, keep or sell. Everybody has investments, pack pools, everything like that that's worth a ton of coins, and they want to know when they should sell your cards, and today I have the answers for you. But before we jump into that, I'm going to show you the easiest way for you to get some coins. If you guys are looking to buy cheap, fast, and reliable coins, make sure to check out iggm.com using the link in the description and use the code CHIEF at checkout for a 5% discount. Now let's get right into this video. Alright boys, so diving into this video, let's talk about right now where the market is heading and what I'm expecting over the next week with the full release of EAFC 24 on Friday for those that bought the standard edition. So let's go ahead and dive in about just what's going on right now in the market. Right now, as many of you will know, we are seeing massive rises in the market in a lot of specific areas too. First of all, number one, we're seeing a lot of rises in any sort of meta card. Obviously, as expected, as in videos, sent in the Discord, everything like that. We told you guys to invest in meta cards because this was bound to happen. Huge rises in these cards, whether it be somebody like a Luis Diaz, whether it be somebody like an Alex Morgan, an Ousmane Dembele. It really doesn't matter the card. Everything is up in price right now as there's more and more coins on the game. More and more people can afford these high tier players and they just keep rising in price. So let's talk about, if you have one of these high tier players, what are you going to do? Well, if I have one of these high tier players, no matter what I have right now, I am waiting until at least Wednesday to sell these cards. So what I'm expecting with the market this week is basically a peak Wednesday or early Thursday, a dip by the end of Thursday, a dip Friday until after content, and then everything will rise again after that. Not everything, I should say. That's not correct. But the reason I'm expecting this, let's go ahead and look at what happened in last year's market. So right now we're looking at FIFA 23 players, and let's just go ahead and run through a few cards here and what they did in the first week or two of the game. So right here, we'll start with Sadio Mane. This card, as every card this year has done, rise all the way from the moment web app is released to this coming weekend. You can see this card peaked on Wednesday or Thursday. You can see it starts to dip down a little bit here. So you get this rise until Wednesday, Thursday, and then you get this dip. Now, the reason for this is Thursday, obviously, we get our first set of rewards for the year. And Friday, we get all these new people on the game. You get all sorts of supplies, so many packs being opened, and then you get a tiny dip on Friday. Now, this market shoots right back up, and for a lot of cards, it goes higher than before. The reason for this, the longer the game is out, the more coins are out there. So the people that have had this game for a week, they're only getting more and more coins to be able to purchase these high tier cards. And the people who have just gotten the game, they're basically getting their coins together to get these cards. So these, after they see this little dip on Friday because of the ridiculous amounts of supply, just continue to rise. And that's one example of a Sadio Mane there. We can look at this for probably just about any card. Let's go look, for example, like a João Cancelo here. So João Cancelo, you get a rise. Wednesday, Thursday, he's super high now. Dips on Friday and then goes back up, as you can see here. And we'll pick, I don't know, one more card here, go a little lower rated. Let's go Bruno Fernandes here. If we look at him, he goes, so I guess he was extinct here, so he's a little bit of a weird one, but he does the exact same trend. Rises until Wednesday, Thursday, dips a little bit, and then rises back up here, as you can see. So that's our general trend we're expecting for a lot of these high tier cards. So Ousmane Dembele, I don't know if you have a Haaland, a Vinny Jr., basically anything that's meta and somewhat high rated. So this is the trend I'm going to follow for my two main investments, Nkunku and Walker here. So my plan with these two cards, bought Nkunku for 98.5 and bought Walker for 116. My plan with these is to sell later in the day on Wednesday and then rebuy cards on Friday. Because again, this seems to be the high point for these. and then we can rebuy on Friday and then sell these cards the next week again on Wednesday or Thursday. So that's sort of my overall plan with these high tier cards that a lot of you guys are investing in. Sell Wednesday, maybe Thursday, rebuy Friday. Now, I know a lot of people, and they come into my stream a ton. They're like, do I hold this card until full release? Do I sell this card on the 29th? Do I sell this card on Friday? I don't know where exactly that information is coming from, but every single trend last year shows a dip on Friday because of that ridiculous amount of supply. So I am viewing Friday as another buying window, to be honest. Now, you can just hold these cards through Friday if you'd like, but I see no reason to do that. Why not sell, rebuy Friday, and then sell again the next week? So this is a beautiful graph in terms of what I'm expecting. Rise, rise, rise until Wednesday, little dip Thursday, big dip Friday, and then we're back at it and we'll sell again Wednesday again next week. This is essentially exactly what I'm expecting for these cards. Now, there are a different set of cards where I'm not expecting the exact same thing. Let's go ahead and jump in. I will cover Team of the Weeks in a second, but let's jump into some like lower rated stuff here. For example, Angel Correa here. This is a really solid card here. This guy was 15, 20K for a good amount here. He's 16.5K right now. He had a very similar card last year that I want to show you guys. So first of all, let's hit on what his price has done this year. So in Eafc 24, if we go look at Angel Correa here, he's 20K at the moment. And as you can see, he was 15K, 20K. He hasn't had like crazy rises, but he's on the way up here. He's 20,000 coins. Let's look at what Correa did last year in FIFA 23. So we'll look up Correa here, and he had an 83 rated card with very similar stats. Same pace, same shooting, one more dribble, like very similar stats. And let's look at what his card did. So these lower rated cards are a little bit in a class of their own. Now, this guy did rebound a little bit, but in general, these lower rated cards, you don't really expect much of a rebound after this Friday. You'll see a small one, but then these guys absolutely fall off a cliff. And you see this with so many of these lower rated sort of meta cards. If we look at, let's just look at like 83s and pick someone who was pretty meta here. I mean, we have Ousmane Dembele there. We have Rafinha. There's a lot of options here we can go for. A lot of options. But in general, you're going to see very much the same trend. Not a huge rebound. Rafinha, we do see one here. But in general, these lower rated cards, I don't even know that I would buy these back. Because even if you buy back at like the perfect time, you're maybe making 2-3K a card. And a lot of times, you really just do see a drop off in these. So these meta cards that aren't as high rated, I would stay away from buying back, to be honest, and I would get out of these cards on Wednesday or Thursday and then look to buy that sort of high tier meta cards. So the high tier ones, sell Wednesday, rebuy Friday, sell Wednesday again next week. These lower tier meta cards, sell Wednesday/Thursday, leave it. Those cards should drop in price. Now, the next thing I want to touch on is going to be Team of the Week cards. These cards have been going crazy this week as expected, and these are going to be a bit of an interesting one because we don't really expect these to stop going up anytime soon, even though these prices seem crazy. So let's go ahead and look at these prices. Some of these I think are mental. Number one, Tariq Lamptey here. I think this card is way too expensive. I think the only reason is we don't have a ton of Prem left back options. We have Andy Robertson and we have Tariq Lamptey, and that is about the extent of the Prem left backs here. So he's a little expensive for me. And it's the same thing with Doku. We have so many winger options in the Prem. I don't really know why this card is 78K. And I'm a City supporter. I thought I would get this card for a lot cheaper. Don't like what's going on with him. So those two cards, a little more expensive for my liking. some cards I think are cheap. I think this Lewa is dirt cheap, to be honest. I think if you packed a crazy player, you got some coins sitting around, build a La Liga team, throw this guy in, he can be 400k in a week. I don't know why he's so cheap. Similar, Dybala, I'm not as crazy about him. I thought this card would be 200k pretty easily. I don't know why he's only 130, so he's another one. And then we have another card here, Karchawi, basically French PSG left back, ridiculous card, 4-star, 4-star, high medium. Again, crazy, crazy prices here. And we've basically seen the same trend with these team of the weeks since they've come out. They have gone absolutely mental in price. It's every single one of them. They just don't stop rising. And to be honest, I want to say they're going to come down, but based off of everything from the past few years, there is zero shot that these team of the weeks come down. If we go ahead and look at some of these cards, team of the week Son here last year, we go look at the first month. This card, just steady rise there. Keep it going. How you doing? Keep it moving. I mean, he peaks the second Wednesday and then drops a little bit. So, like, not anytime soon are these cards dropping. This De Bruyne card, I mean, this guy rose until... he rose until November, basically. He went to 750k. Crazy. Crazy, crazy. This team of the week Gakpo, now I'd imagine this took a hit because there was a player of the month Gakpo released. Yep, exactly as expected here. Took a massive hit down. So that's kind of an anomaly. As mentioned, we got a player of the month card. Now we also got a player of the month Valverde. Interestingly enough, team of the week was getting murdered, but you can see Valverde, constant rise here. These team of the week 1 cards just seem to do really, really well because there isn't much supply at all. You'll see Saliba here, just like doesn't really take a hit in price. Like, you just see that rise. It just keeps on going there. So with this crash, you're expecting Friday and then the following week. I don't expect these team of the week cards to get impacted too much. So if you have team of the weeks, you should be safe on those. What does an Immobile card do last year? I mean, even Immobile, holy hell, man. I mean, into the third week of the game, this guy goes 20k to 80k. It's crazy. It's absolutely crazy. So hopefully that gave you guys a pretty in-depth view of when to buy, when to sell, and exactly why that's happening. So let me know if you have comment or questions in the comments down below. If you just say keep or sell player, I'm gonna freak out. I'm just kidding. If you guys got questions, drop them in the comments down below. I got you. Hopefully this helped you in terms of when to sell your cards, your meta investments, team of the weeks, whatever you got. But guys, that'll be it for this video. If you did enjoy it, make sure to like, comment, and subscribe, and I'll catch you in the next video.